Hey guys, welcome to Jay's Modeling Adventures, Part 5, Wasteland Gundam, Gunpla. And, just getting the camera set up because I kind of forgot about this tonight. But today, we're going to be custom painting a Haru. This little dude. Let me get this in focus. There we go. This is what we're going to be working on tonight. And not 100% sure what's going to be done to him, but something is going to be done. I can tell you that. So let's get on this funky little show and see where it takes us. Because I have been dying to paint something the past couple days. And with some of the conflicting scheduling and other issues I've been having, it's impossible. But today we get to paint. I've got another one, but this is saved for a later date. And this color we're using today is going to be the base Baraknar. You guys can see it's a Baraknar Burgundy put out by Citadel, and it's a base paint. And it's a pretty shade of purple. I do quite enjoy it. So yeah, we're just gonna do some basic little strokes. Just like that. It's gonna go around. Do tiny little strokes. Hey, how you doing? I was just fixing the light real quick. Because my lamp fell, and I didn't realize it. But, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Just doing a little paint job on this horror for tonight. Figured I'd save the Eva Unit Hero for Thursdays and have Tuesday be a little stuff and funky. And so far turning out pretty well. That's a mood, buddy. That's a mood. This little quarantine is testing my my ability not to get cabin fever. I have got the laundry done. I have got all the cleaning done. I am all caught up on my schoolwork, and it just oof. Just wanna be back out. It's almost spring. I wanna be outside. I mean, the chickens have kept me relatively busy for the past few days. Little Julio has learned how to jump, so now I have to make sure the lid's on 24/7, or else he will jump out. The container. I walked in and he was perched on the edge, and I'm like, if you fall, you're gonna hurt yourself. What are you doing? Boy, I know everybody likes Back to the Future, but I really don't like it as a movie. It's an okay movie. I didn't think it was the greatness that people thought it was. This whole thing is crazy though. It's wild. Oh no. Gee, no. Terrible. I mean, luckily these guys only really have like 3 weeks left being in the little inside coop before we put them out in their big girl coops. I'm actually working on building that. It's gonna be a 12 by 7 with little gonna be dog pen that we're converting into a chicken pen. We're gonna put the roof on. We're gonna make the walls insulated so that in the winter they're not freezing the little chicken bucks off. Cause I managed to convince my folks to keep all the chickens. So we're gonna have them. We're gonna have them year round, and I am happy to climb on that one. We're gonna order actual roaster chickens and just let these gals be egg layers. Cause for 6 eggs a day, it's not really a bad trade-off. Actually, they're in the back making noise right now. I gave them a blueberry before I started this because that seemed to keep them entertained for a good long while. And yeah, hopefully it'll wear them out. You don't need a farm for chickens. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of room. I have a backyard. That's just about it. I think my backyard. What I want to say it's 15 by 20, 15 by 30. Not very big. and we had some room. Howdy, Andrew. Thank you for joining tonight. I'm glad you could make it. But we kind of made. Oh yeah, free range. We can't really do free range here. I'd love to, but with all the coyotes and stuff we have around here, free range would not be very conducive. Much to my disappointment. I mean, we're gonna be semi-free range during the day. We're gonna be allowed in the yard and stuff, but at night I'm gonna corral them back into their coop. Cause we got a shit ton of things that can kill a chicken here. We got bobcat, coyotes, fisher cat, raccoons, possums, stray dogs, stray cats. So it's gonna be a maximum security chicken coop. We're gonna make it elevated, and we're gonna put a brick layer down, and then we're gonna put floor tiles so we can just sweep out the coop because it avoids anything from digging up under. And then it's gonna be my morning, afternoon, and nightly rounds to check the coop. Because I live close enough to the farm that if I want to take like my lunch, I can swing by my house real quick and check up on the chickens. I really want to get a beehive, but in my town, getting a beehive permanent crap is a pain in the ass. Which is dumb, but hey. Yeah, take them to the farm. You know, I don't think my boss would mind, to be honest. I mean, we do allow farms into the barn store, dogs into the barn store. So I don't think chickens would be much of a worry. We actually used to have farm animals there, but I guess like 2 years before I started working there, everybody up here got sick and tired of having to take care of them, so they moved them down to the other sector of the farm, which is a great disappointment because I love cows and I love chickens. Cows are cows are like dogs, but a hell of a lot bigger. I also like to get goats, but that I do not have a room for, unfortunately. Have a good one, G. I'm glad you could make it. I completely forgot about this, to be honest. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. And and I'm like, wait a minute, I forgot it's live stream night. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. Well, Today is late because I forgot about it. But 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell your friends. Watch me paint crappy Haros. Work on Ava units. Talk about chickens. That's how it goes. It's been, everybody been doing live streams lately. Try to fit into a schedule when everybody's doing it at the same time. Because I know, a good friend of mine, Bro Builder on YouTube and Instagram, is doing one right now with another Instagram buddy, Clippin' Nubs. And it is a hoot and a half, let me tell you. Those dudes could crack me up something fierce. But I know Child of Mecca Tim is streaming every day now on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And that is just a wild amount. And I'm really glad he's doing it because he's doing a GBWC entry and his SD build off. And boy, that stuff is some spicy building right there. Ooh. Tim never fails to disappoint with the good builds. Never fails. I can't wait. Hopefully Twitch again. I tried Twitch once. Wasn't fond of it, to be honest. So I moved on over to YouTube. So now I just stream here on Instagram. Instagram if I want to do a shorter stream. Here if I want to do something longer. But yeah, I might do if they bring GBWC to Boston, I think I might have to jump on that bandwagon and do something snazzy. Because I've been working on panel lining, not panel lining, scribing and seam removal, and I can show you guys that right now because I'm working on this custom Maganok, and I went in and I filled both seam lines. I think my first time doing that, so I'm actually really happy with how this came out. And I ended up kit bashing up. Let me move the camera so you guys can see that. I kit bashed the Maganok with some spare tank parts that I had from like my 172 scale tanks and some of my bigger tanks. Like all those fuel engine pack is from my M1A1 Abrams. And this is actually gonna be a German World War II themed Maganok. And I'm doing it up in like the German green and German red camo. And on the shield, I'm gonna be adding in some decals from my leftover tank. Just some more 2 German decals. And I'm thinking that'll be pretty good. Get something to do, cause quarantine, man. What can you do? But other than that, it's just painting up Haros, painting up, working on currently my demonettes of Swaness, and 3 other dioramas that I got going on, cause it's been a past week and a half lately. Just been one of those quarantine days. All my classes are online, and that means more free time for me. Let's see, what color do we want to do next? We got a purple, we got a yellow. We got a blue. Do we want to do yellow? Do we want to do a green? Maybe a green? Do a green. Do a bright green. More importantly, we're doing the the Army Painter War Paint Poisonous Cloud Green. It's gonna be colorful. Hopefully, just with the thing coming up in the future, I'm hoping it works out for everybody, because I don't know what they're gonna do for GBWC. Hopefully they just postpone it a bit, or they just cancel it and people have more time to work on their entries this year. But I really hope not, because that'd be unfortunate for people. Can't imagine people already paying out for hotels and crap. So yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking we're just gonna end up pushing it back. I'm hoping if they postpone or cancel the Olympics, Japan still gets to host it next year. Because I'll get really hyped about Japan hosting it. I saw some nice Ava unit uh some Ava unit posters that somebody made for the Olympics, and they're really cool. So I'm just hoping that it turns out alright. Because I do quite enjoy watching the Olympics. Because the last one was a hoot and a half, let me tell you. Watching Simone Biles and the U.S. gymnastic team blew my ever-loving mind. But yeah, no, it really sucks that a lot of these conventions are set and shut down. Yeah, the Olympics. I only watched it for select events. The ice skating in the winter, the gymnastics, the ping pong, and the running is the only ones that I really watched. But like Simone Biles is killing it this year. She is absolutely murdering it this year. Apparently, she won every major gymnastics tournament that the U.S. has to offer. And it's just wild. She is killing it, and I am happy for her. Because, believe it or not, Jay used to be in gymnastics when I was younger, and then I stopped. So I know a little about gymnastics. It's always fascinated me. No problem, dude. If you need a bounce, it's cool. Just thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. You have a good one, bud. Get a good night's rest. Let's see, what do we want to do now? We want to do a purple, or do we want to do another purple? Do we want to do a yellow? Maybe an orange. I think an orange would look good. Or actually, why don't we do a pink? Let's do a, well, it's red, but it's a sunset red by Vallejo Model Colors, which is one of my favorite brands. I am very fond of Vallejo Model Colors. Not so much for army paints, because then it's just too thin down for my liking. And it's just not very enjoyable. I find it very hard to airbrush with. The colors paint wants to come out. So I sure hope it does. I know I still got some left in here. There we go. We got it out, dude. I'm not going to do so much of this as the other colors. I'm just going to add it in a little sparingly. Nothing too crazy. Now, if you wanted to paint a kid like that, it'd be very easy to do. Just very gentle brush strokes. Nothing too crazy, because you don't need anything too crazy. See, it's actually, let's put one right here. just turn and you put one right here. Then you move on to the next color. You put one right here. Which is why I actually adore these little heroes, because they're just so easy to paint. You can just pop them on. And yeah, and that's all you need to do, really. Because it's easy like 1, 2, 3. You just put on down a nice primer. You make sure, well, try and clean the knobs the best that you can. And you just jam. It's vibing, really. Very easy. I think we're gonna do an orange next. Not a whole lot of the orange, but some. Just little dabs. Let me fix my audio for a sec. My headphones aren't connected. Why was not connected? Can you hear me? I sure hope so. It's a hassle and a half when it doesn't want to work. I don't know if it's me sometimes, or if it's the laptop or whatnot. But getting back to this, the very easy to paint this, to recreate this style. And I tell people this all the time when I'm doing this, that it's very basic. I mean, abstract art isn't very hard in itself. I mean, there's a lot to learn in like color theory, the history, and stuff, but it's very enjoyable. And just to know how it got all started and, the big names. And yeah, just, simple, easy. Easy squeezy lemon peasy, as I say. Great way to get. If you're nervous about painting models in general, if you like deal with like your hand maneuvers, your steadiness, just grab yourself a brush and some painting. You can do it too. Let's see. Next color is gonna be, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm thinking. We've done quite a bit of warm tones. Maybe another cool tone. Oh, let's see. What do we want for the cool tone? Do we want a deep blue? Do we want a... Do I have the blues? I think I have a blue, but I think they're too close in color to the blue. No, let's be too similar. Let's go with something deep. Like Citadel's, Howland Suns, blue, another base coat. And now, if you're using Citadel paint, I just recommend giving it a good hearty stir before you use it because it will settle and pigments will float. So you just want to give it a good stir. I miss my electronic paint stirrer. Hey, what do we do? This would take 5 seconds compared to the 15 seconds it's probably going to take. Alright, I think that's all good now. Is it good? Yep. You know, you can also put these in dropper bottles, because I know some people don't like the jar format. But I'm not very impartial to it. Not the worst, but it's not terrible. So we're gonna take that and we're just gonna do what we do with the other colors, and it's just gonna be a quick little dab. And now what I think I might do with this one is just the more colors I go on to, the more sparing I'm gonna be with them. Just because the green I used for Poisonous Cloud, I used like very eye catching, and I really don't want to mute that out too much. So I think just gonna go in, give it a few tidbit strokes. Just basically trying to cover up some of this black. Not all of it, but just some. And now I think what I'm gonna do with the next color is maybe a red. Maybe. Gonna grab this so it'll surprise another Citadel. Mephiston? 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 Red, however you pronounce that. And much like the blue, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna give this a good stir because I don't know if I can hold it to the camera and you guys can see, but the red and some of the other colors have separated a little bit. Like, it's like a purple hue right here, and that's just some of the underlying pigments. And you're just gonna need to give it a good old stir. And it's all good. Now, sometimes I'll paint out of the jar if I need a lot of it. If I don't, I'll just take a little and I'll dab it on my work desk. If you guys haven't noticed, I got paint all over the place, so I'm not really worried about getting paint on it. Make sure my brush is nice and clean, and the words of Bob Ross, beat the devil out of it. And much like I said before, this one's going to be sparing. Do a little, not as, I think, short strokes on this one. Making sure to get the bottom as well. And up at the top. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the chickens are making quite a bit of racket in the back. Noisy little dudes, I am telling ya. Well, dudettes, dudes. You do get a gender neutral term. Some people do, some people don't. And that's okay. Clean your brush, beat the devil out of it. And I think this one is done for the night. I'm calling this a good done. I mean, there's not a lot. I really don't want to go overboard with this one. It's a very basic color scheme. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Very easy to do. Anyone can do this, and I mean anyone can do this. Not hard painting on them, it just takes some practice. Just set that one there, and I know, I said we were going to save this one for later, but I decided not to. Instead, we're going to try out something funky with my fan brush. Not the best of fan brushes. Pretty, had some work put on her, because This is the one I use for my normal painting and my model painting, but she gets the job done nonetheless. And now, with fan brushes, it's a little different because you can paint like this. You can do the brushy motion, but I like to do something a little better. If you guys ever watch Bob Ross, you notice how he does the little making clouds. That's how I recommend it, because that's what my favorite technique for using this is. So I think we're going to go off with red first. Just a little bit of red. Now, if you're noticing what I'm doing, I'm just dabbing and catching. Just to get some on there. Don't want a whole lot, but you do want some. You can get the camera set back up right. Now, you guys might notice these. That's because I tried practicing seam lining on, scribing on this, and it just didn't work out. So it's getting painted up. And now what I like to do with this one, I like to either go like in a this motion, or turning around so you can better see. I just go like this, just a little. I feel like this one, you get the nice string clouds. And you can easily do like the swoopy clouds. Just a. But I don't think I'm doing clouds today. I think we're just going to be a little goofy with this. I'm going to take some of that blue and mix it into the red. Make something a little funky with this. Take that, clean that off. Beat the devil out of it. Because you want a clean brush, you know, paint, you leave your brush covered in paint and it's never gonna be quite fun to get it all off. It takes a lot. And since most like this again like natural fibers, this is a synthetic brush. So oftentimes, like, you'll see what my fan brush is doing right now where it wants to clump up and it doesn't want to fan out. That's because it's synthetic. And unfortunately, this is towards the end of the lifeline for it. Which is why I'm not getting quite the result I wanted, but you know, it just really be like that sometimes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip back and we're just gonna whoop. And the fun thing about abstract art is there's no purpose to it. Just do what you want. I mean, there was a purpose to abstract art, but not to mine. Don't forget the bottom. You see what I'm talking about synthetic brushes and how they just kind of straggle like this? Hey, spare time. Thanks for joining again tonight. But yeah, no, this is what I'm talking about when I say synthetic fiber brushes. They like to break up. It's a hash and one to half. You know what? I think I'm done with the green for right now. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on to some of this other blue. Get some of that off. Dip it into some of this pink and mix it with the other blue to get a nice blue. Purple. Which also reminds me that I have to get some new paintbrushes. Clean off the brush, beat the devil out of it. Now, if you're like me and you paint a lot, what you can do is you can get a pair of pants strictly dedicated to painting like I do. That way, I just take my brush, rinse it off, take the brush and just wipe it on the pants. Who's gonna judge you if you paint pants? Alrighty. What color do we want to do next? Thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking. Maybe a metallic blue. I think that would look good. So this metallic blue is going to be the Mecha color metallic blue put out by Vallejo. Now I'm fond of the Mecha color, but much like the model airbrush, I find sometimes it can be too thinned out. Like the metallics, I think I like a great consistency. but then like the purple is a little too thinned out for my liking. So let's just take some of this blue, dab a little out. And you want to make sure you shake these up before you use them. Because pigments, if they've been sitting on the shelf, will collect at the bottom. So you want to shake it up, give it a few seconds, and then pour it out. Take our brush, do a little dippy dip. And we just swoop. Get the bottom. Get some of the top. A little bit right here. A little bit right here. Clean off your brush. Wipe it on your paint pans. Take your game color yellow, which, fun fact, much like all the other paint, most of the paint, is also put out by Vallejo. Which I've only bought 3 of these ones so far, so far so good on the consistency. They need a little bit of thinning, but they're not too thin already. Shake it. Pour it. Load your brush up. Take your model, pick it up, and swoop. Now, if you're asking if there's a particular method to my madness, there isn't. Yeah, like some of the paint brand. Well, I know if you're using paint and using Turbo Dork, they already come in with like a metal ball inside already, so it can shake it up. But unfortunately, not every paint brand does that, which is unfortunate. Like, I can't see how expensive that would be, or very expensive. But you can go and you can get the little ball bearings and crap, and you can pop them in your own bottles. I know some people. I know some of the bigger Warhammer painters have like the vibrating paint stirrers, like you see at Home Depot and Lowe's. You just push it on and like it vibrates the whole jar and mixes it. I would like one of those. I'm not sure how expensive they are, but what would be on to the next color? We're going with the magenta Vallejo Mecha color, which I love this one. I actually love it. Has to be my favorite paint color of the week. because it goes on smoothly. It's a very pretty pink, magenta. You think for a monkey eye paint that I remember painting colors. I try. And we're going a little swoop. Now, or you can be like me and you can drop it. Swoop. And clean the brush. Wipe it on your paint pans, because the paint pans are there for. And ponder over what color is going to be next. Because I'm not quite sure. Maybe. Just maybe. We're going to do some metallics. And we're going to do Turbo Dork. And it's going to be the Cool Ranch, which is a very nice color. I am very much fond of it. Take a little bit. And now just tell me. Let me try and focus this. Who's going to focus? No. Which you could damn same, because that's a lovely, lovely shade of blue. Which is tragic. But hey. But I recommend using Turbo Dork. No, I'm not being sponsored. I just love the brand. It's pretty. Just such a pretty, pretty shade of blue. I love it. Gonna swoop. And we're gonna swoop. And the cool thing with Turbo Dork is they can be airbrushed or hand painted. But I really like airbrushing them because I think you get the best quality that way. Clean your brush again. Beat the devil out of it. Wipe it on your paint pan. Get your neck color, which I think it could be another Turbo Dork because I am swooned by this paint. which I think is going to be one spicy meatball. Pour your paint out after shaking it. With the Turbo Dork, you really have to shake it because the pigment separates a lot from the original paint. Take your brush, get it nice and loaded, and just whoop. I think we're going to do a lot of paint on this one because I want this to have some dimension to it, paint-wise. And if you're like me, still paint on you too because that's just how it be like. Let's see, what's next? I think I'm gonna do some of the mother load. Shake, spill the paint on purpose. Put the cap back on. Load up your brush and just whoop, whoop, whoop. Clean off your brush. Try not to knock over the camera. Just because, I don't really get bothered by doing, like, keeping the eyes a solid color. If I'm, like, doing one where I want the eyes to be a solid color and I don't want any paint on them, I'll just mantle it and I'll paint it that way. But if I'm not concerned about, like, the paint and if I want to, like, say on this, a whole fluid, like, pattern, I won't worry about the eyes. This doesn't want to keep on falling over. But, like, say if I'm doing something like with that can be taken apart, put together, I'll do it, and it won't affect the pattern or anything. But if it's like this and look like one fluid, continuous canvas, I'll just do it solid. Not too concerned about the eyes. I think the next color is going to be Bubblegum Crisis. Now, I really do enjoy the mix of the shiny and the matte paints, because when you put that top coat on, it's gonna bring out each of the individual paint textures pretty well. And now the cool thing about the bubblegum crush is it gets a color shifting paint. So when you paint it on, the color is gonna shift depending on the way the light hits it. And I don't know how well you can see that, but you can just see it shift. Hold on, let me focus the camera here. There we go. You see it shift from like the pink to the yellow. Oh man, totally go for it. Make it look like a bowling ball. Trust me, I've seen a million different ways how these could be done, and I've done these a million ways. I mean, this is I think my 58th Haro. Get the bottom. Swipey, swipey. Swipey, swipey. And I think this should get for the night. To show you guys what I've done so far. Well, all that's gonna needed on this one is a top coat, much like on that one. So thank you guys for coming out tonight. I'm glad you two could make it, and thanks for coming to Jay's Modeling Adventure Part 5, Wasteland Gunpla. And I'll see you on Thursday because now I'm running live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. So tell your friends, tell your family, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon. And I hope you guys have a good night. Stay safe. Wash your hands, don't touch your face. And yeah, thanks for coming out to Jake Modeling Adventures. Here's a big old thumbs up from me. Have a good one, guys.